everybody, and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft. And in today's episode, what I would like to do is try and explore the Stronghold here. This is kind of where we left things last time. I do see a track there, so I assume that this probably intersects a minecart. What is that called? Abandoned mineshaft. So we're gonna try and get down in here and do a little bit of exploring today. And actually, I'm recording this. That's a silverfish block, so I'm gonna go around that. It's actually really late at night, and the reason I wanted to record this video now is because today I went to Insomnia once again, Insomnia 54, and I was trying to decide, whether I wanted to kind of hold off or whether I wanted to just go for it. And I ended up settling on just going for it today. And let's just go, let's record, let's talk about it before I really forget all the good feelings I had from it. There's the portal. And I also wanted to explore this stronghold anyway, so I've got in here some iron gear stuff. So, Insomnia, once again, okay. Insomnia was once again awesome, as it always is. It was a brilliant event. I always enjoy going. They always improve it without question, and this particular event was no different. I've heard that there are chests in here. I'm not sure though. I'm not seeing any chests. There's a ladder over there. Maybe we should investigate that. The fact that this is kind of here is kind of disturbing. Oops. Right, well, here's the abandoned mine. Do I see any chests in this library? Just gonna get this kind of taken care of first. I don't see any chests. Doesn't mean that there isn't any. A ton of books, though, is definitely going to be helpful. I'm totally going to go back through here and kind of tear things up as and when I need them. So let's go through here. This is where we were before. So, oh, hello. Insomnia was awesome. I kind of just want to talk you through the day and what I did, because I think that that's probably the best way of going through it. So, I barely had any sleep today, so I'm very tired. It's now 11 AM, or 11 PM actually. You can tell I'm tired, right? It's 11 PM, and I have been up since 6 AM. And unfortunately, because of the way that my day kind of panned out, yesterday I went to bed at around 2 AM. So I've had around 3 hours sleep. I woke up at 5, I just couldn't sleep, so I got up at 6, and all in all, it was, you know, it's taken it out of me, I would say. But it's been worth it, I think, honestly, and I can now have a rest after this episode and go to bed and recover. So, you know, it was one of those where probably poor planning has not helped. Oh, hey, there's some gold here. And I need that coal. I do have wood on me. And I need this coal to make a few more torches. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that now. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of been kind of tough. The journey there, though, was pretty good. We pretty much sailed straight through. Not really any sort of problems with the travel. It was really easy. Ooh, that's a lot of gold. So I'm happy with the way travel went. I guess the only thing is we were kind of a little bit late. I mean, we weren't late to the event per se, but we were kind of in a situation where we got queuing to get in, and it kind of made me get unnecessarily cold. So next time I'm gonna attempt to get there a little bit earlier to try and avoid that. But you know, on the whole, the journey was good, so I'm not gonna complain too much. How do I get out of this room here? Oh, yeah, back up the staircase. So, and through this door. And then this staircase. So, yeah, I mean, that was, you know, it was not too bad. The arrival as I say, was... Oop. I knew I was never going to get out that door. So, block it is the best way. Oh man, look at all the creepers in here. Do these come with creeper spawners now? Or is it just really bad random luck? So yeah, we got there, we arrived, we got checked in. Check-in was kind of a little bit more congested than it has been previously. And they did it in a different way to what they had previously done, and there was kind of only 3 people. And I thought, at least, there was actually more people going to this event than the last one, but the last one they had 7 people available to get checked in with, because basically you print your own tickets off. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but you print your own tickets off, and you then have like this QR code which they scan to let you in, and then you get given a wristband for the rest of the day when you put your tickets away. Now obviously people have to scan that, and only so many people can. I'm gonna take care of this actually really quick. You don't want that silverfish spawner. Got a few eyes of ender in here. There's the library. So yeah, I mean, all in all, the check-in was not necessarily tough. It was just kind of congested, and they had to kind of clear people through fairly quickly, which was kind of a problem in some senses, because, you know, it was very rushed and you had to really be organized. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. It's not something I would sit there and say that they did a bad job of. It was probably more my fault for not being as early as I could have been, and unfortunately it kind of just left me in a situation where arriving was a little bit more of a pain than I would have liked it to have been. Is that it to this stronghold? I'm really hoping it's not. I really wanted to explore one of these because I've not explored them extensively at all before, but I'm not seeing anything. Maybe I'll have to poke around in some caves to find what I'm looking for. So yeah, I got checked in anyway, and then I went pretty much straight away from there to the opening ceremony, which was awesome. I went to the opening ceremony last time. It was much of the same sort of thing, kind of just an introduction to the day and what was going on, and also some free giveaway stuff, giving out t-shirts and a couple other things. So, you know, it was kind of interesting to experience that, and it was a good way to get the day started, I think. The guys on stage, I forget their names now, but they really did an awesome job of kind of getting the crowd going, because in the main stage, oh, there is chests in here, how about that, $2. The crowd obviously want to have a good start to the day, and they definitely provided that, in my opinion. There's that other chest. So how did I got down in here somewhere, I'm just not totally sure where. I'm gonna probably just dig my way back up in, honestly. I'm mindful of that zombie too. I want to get up to this level. There's a sort of chest in this corner. Books and paper. Alright, nothing special here. So, you know, I did that. The opening ceremony I can't say a whole lot about because it was kind of, it is what it is. It's just an opening ceremony where they just kind of introduce you to the day and they do that type of stuff. Hello. Oh, sounds like there's baby zombies around. Gonna have not an iron problem in here. There's a zombie. So yeah, I did the opening ceremony. As I say, I didn't get any free stuff. I'm not the type of person that kind of goes running to the front to attempt to get a free t-shirt, really. It's just never particularly appealed to me doing that. So I just kind of enjoyed the show, and it was a really good way to start. And then, after that, almost immediately after that, I didn't get an opportunity to go anywhere because I actually wanted to check something out, which I've been told to check out a number of times, called the Nox Crew Game Show. And the Nox Crew Game Show is something that has always been at Insomnia since I've been going, but it has always not been on the right day. I always go on Sunday, and it's usually held on a Saturday. They've done it on a Friday a couple of times, so I've never seen it. So today was the first time I actually saw the Nox Crew game show. And I guess the word to describe it is probably interesting for me. It's not what I thought it was by any stretch of the imagination. Not at all. I was expecting it to be something quite different from what it was. It was kind of basically, if you're unfamiliar with what the Nox Crew game show is, it's a YouTube series, from what I understand, where different participants take on each other, and there's a series of different mini games, and it randomizes it and so on, and you compete against each other to win. And I saw the bath time map, or whatever it is. And as I say, it was very interesting. I don't think it's necessarily my style per se, compared to some other things that I've been involved in and seen. But it was still interesting nonetheless. Don't get me wrong. It was cool to actually kind of see that and see what it was. And it was kind of fun to watch. But honestly, I think I would enjoy it more if I was playing, which, you know, I could have, you know, volunteered. I just didn't want to. So I guess that's kind of my fault. Or if I was watching it at home in my, I think this is old terrain right here with this weird kind of terrain border. But yeah, I think it would have been better if I was watching it, say, on YouTube in my own home. It might have been more interesting. To me, anyway. Maybe I just saw the wrong type of map for me. I mean, it was parkour, and I'm not particularly into parkour, really. It's not something I've particularly done much of. But, you know, it was interesting, and I think that, honestly, for the younger audience, which are, you know, it was kind of younger members of the audience versus their favourite YouTubers, and I can see why they would enjoy it. I'm kind of more of an older, more mature audience that, you know, rather than viewing these YouTubers as idols, I kind of view them as people who work the same profession as me, in a way. And I mean, I'm not saying that I do YouTube as a job or anything like that, no. But, you know, you have this sort of mutually exclusive relationship, rather than you kind of being a fan. I'm trying to make this... it's tired, well, I'm tired, it's 11 at night, and I'm not really sure if I'm explaining myself clearly. But that's what I think, anyway. I think that it's kind of different for me, compared to the people who did partake in that. So, you know, it was still cool, but probably not something that I was expecting it to be. But it was still enjoyable. There's another ravine here, one on top of the other. Ooh! Where are you at? Is it you? Get out of here. So, that was that. I can't really say a whole lot about it because I didn't particularly spend too much time looking at it. I just kind of wanted to get a feel for what it was about. Seems pretty cool. Maybe I'll have a go at some point. I'm going to look into the Nox Crew game show and see how the YouTube series of it is formatted, or if there's a server that you can go on. Maybe we'll do something together here on YouTube. If there's like a server you can go in and compete with people type of thing, if it's a minigame server, because I really have no idea. I'm very out of the loop on these types of things. So it would be kind of an interesting experience. So I'm going to do some research there, but, you know, overall it was fun. I think the map was really well designed, and the people who are behind it, Noxite and his crew, they did a really amazing job with that. I'm not going to question that by any stretch. It was probably just not for me, and that's how you find, you know, what you like and what you don't like. And after that, I had my food and drink. Again, the food available at the venue, the Rico Arena, was top-notch. They've really got that nailed. I'm looking around here, by the way, for more Stronghold, and I'm not succeeding at it. That might have just been it. I think we may have kind of run into a problem where it's been cut off by the terrain. But honestly, at this point, I really don't care, because all we have is the end portal, which is the only thing I need, and the library is kind of a bonus. Ow. And make use of my bow as well. Yeah, there's no stronghold over here, I guarantee it. Just more big, giant caves. Yeah, I'm not seeing any stronghold there. So after that, I had my lunch. I had a nice hot dog, which was top quality, well worth the money spent on it. and that was all around enjoyable. Had myself a drink, got myself a nice mug of tea or a cup of tea. I guess it was kind of a cup because it was in a plastic cup rather than a mug. Hello. Have an arrow. So that was all around pretty good. There was a lot of food options available. I think that's one thing that they really do a good job of there at the Rico, is actually having a wide variety of food options available to people. So that was pretty good. I'm happy with that. And then I guess into the afternoon at this point, I think for me, the event at this point had kind of a steady start. It had been okay. We'd probably reached maybe 5, possibly 6 out of 10. And in the afternoon, it definitely got much better, without question, for me. The day picked up quite dramatically from there. I went and visited the convention side of things and the exhibition. There was a big tent where they were doing the tabletop gaming, and there was a couple other things in there. Kind of retro zone was in there, the chill out zone, where you could just go and chill for a bit. Yeah. So, you know, again, that was awesome as well to experience. So that was well worth checking out in the big tent. And then obviously in the main exhibition hall there was lots of shops, lots of things being sold, lots of merchandise. So, you know, there was options there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A little bit for everyone's taste, I think. Generally, I don't really play things at these conventions. I just like to watch other people play them and kind of, you know, get a feel for what's going on my own. And I really did have a good time kind of checking out some of the retro games. Probably took, you know, the people I went with back more than me per se, with the arcade games and so forth. But, you know, that's nice to see. You know, there's kind of something there for everyone, and that's, you know, one of the things that multiplayer does best, is it's not just for one specific market. It's not just for young children, nor is it just for, you know, the hardcore tournament goers that just tournament all the time, Dota 2 or whatever that they play. So there's a lot of variety there for a, you know, a wide range of people. So that's something that you've got to be happy about for sure. And I want to kind of hit the surface again here, I guess, now then. I'm kind of disappointed with the Stronghold. I was hoping that we could explore more of it, but there isn't a whole lot to explore. The moon is rising. We went in down there, I believe. Oh. So now what we need to do is, I'm not sure what we need to do. I guess I need to plug my Eyes of Ender into the portal, get the portal activated, and then probably start and organize myself for going to the end, I think. It's probably the best way forward. That's where I dug down. There's a cave here that we have kind of partially explored. Hello. So I'm going to try and go down through here. See if there's more in a Stronghold over this part. Doesn't look like it though. So yeah, moving on with Insomnia. You know, I looked through a wide range of stuff, really. I looked at gaming gear that they had, keyboards and so forth, because I need a new keyboard anyway. The keys are starting to stick on it now. It's noisy. It's kind of, with the hidden secret stuff as well, I don't want a really loud, noisy keyboard interrupted other people's videos. So I've been looking around at that stuff, and there's been some other good things on, you know, on sale and whatnot. Obviously, I'm not looking for a new PC. I'm also looking for a new headset, so I didn't really see anything that I liked, but I got companies, which is, you know, kind of the second best thing. If you don't see something you like, if you can get a company that probably produces the type of thing you're looking for, it's better than nothing. So, you know, we definitely got an advantage there. So, you know, aside from just looking for gear, I also ended up viewing the tabletop gaming. There was some indie games on show as well that you could kind of go and experiment with. Block and Load was there again. That was something that I saw the indie game showcase for at i54 back before Christmas. That seems to be progressing quite well. And there was a couple others in there as well. I forget each of them now, but it was, you know, there was a lot of stuff available. That's one thing I really like about Insomnia, is that they give indie developers, you know, basically people like Notch, before Minecraft was big, you know, the opportunity to showcase and share their games. And there's actually there's a whole ton of good stuff out there, guys. Make no mistake, like some of the stuff I saw today, honestly, it's up there with some of the games that, you know, the big publishers are producing. And I love nothing more than being able to support the little man, so to speak. You know, the people that they work long hours, you know, and all they want to see is people playing their little project that they've worked on. And I think that's great. It's really nice to support those guys and come out in force and support them and play their game, test it, give them feedback, and all that type of stuff. Now, I want to be careful around here with this ender portal. I don't want to accidentally go in if I can help it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave this central one not filled. And there's a chest, I think, right outside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put this remaining eye of ender in this chest and collect a bunch of stuff in here that I might want. I don't really want the iron gear stuff. The iron door, maybe not. Don't want the dire out of the gravel. These mob drops, probably not. I can kind of come back for this stuff as well, so I guess I should probably avoid all of this for now. Extra blocks in there. I will keep the blaze powders on me. Iron ingot's not really super useful. Okay, so what I need to do now is actually figure out what I'm doing and get myself my supplies together. I want to kind of go back through the Fret4, loot that place. I want to probably head back to the hut as well and finish collecting stuff out of that. Although I think we did a pretty good job of looting the hut, to be honest, so maybe we don't need to go back there. But gosh. So yeah, lots of good stuff around the exhibition. Anyway, really cool. I'm really happy that I was able to check that out. I'm sorry I'm kind of skimming over this. Honestly, I kind of say it now or I just forget, and that's kind of what I don't want to happen. Well, there was a zombie there. So obviously we need to go back that way then, is the way we need to go. So after that, I saw two sort of mini panels. They were more on the expo stage than the panel stage, you know, the main stage, that the opening ceremony and the Nox Crew game show were on. It was on a slightly different area. And I saw behind the scenes at Insomnia, and I saw an indie game showcase of, I actually saw two indie game showcases. One for something called, oh gosh, what was it? I know it's to do with a bear. You guys may have heard of this. It is on Steam, I do know that. Rude Bear Resurrection, something like that. I think I've not got the full title. Rude Bear Resurrection is part of it. That was an interesting game. Basically, the premise behind Rude Bear is you play as a bear, and when you die, it's kind of like a puzzle platformer type thing, and you have to make your way through. And when you die, you're kind of, this is no other way of saying it, your corpse, the bear's corpse, stays there, and you can use that when you respawn as a utility for conquering areas. So you might want to, say, put it on some spikes so that you can cross the spikes safely. It's kind of an interesting mechanic that actually you can use dying as an advantage in a game, whereas in most it's kind of a disadvantage. Definitely an interesting concept. I only kind of caught the end of that. I didn't see the whole showcase. Kind of disappointed I didn't, but I was kind of busy with other things at the time. And then I went and seen the behind the scenes at Insomnia, and basically this was put together by a few of the guys who are the technical team that sort of put together the technical side of it, the computers and the, you know, the various games consoles and the internet and things like that. And it was actually really interesting to see not only how it physically looks and is put together, but also the kind of the work that they have to do is really rather insane. The work involved is kind of, oh, you know what I'm going to do? So that I don't lose that place, I'm going to mark it before I leave. Because I know it's generally this way, and it's on the edge of the jungle. But I do want to leave a marker to it, just so that I can find it later. So yeah, I saw that, and there was a lot of interesting stuff going on, a lot of technical stuff floating around. And it's kind of amazing, really. One thing I found rather hilarious is my internet connection and speed is pretty bad. You know, let's make no mistake. they had the internet speed, and obviously this is for a big convention, so, you know, but they had the same speed as me in 2002. And we're now 13 years later, and I'm still on that internet, and they are now on a 2 gigabit connection, which is rather insane, I have to say. But then again, when there's 3,000 people all kind of tournamenting and whatnot, it probably is a serious requirement. I've not really looked into the technical side of things for an event such as this before, so you know, my information is fairly limited on that. Gosh, have I lost this place? Really? I got so distracted by trying to find that again that I think I may have accidentally lost the Stronghold. I could probably wait around for nighttime again to locate it. That'd be kind of a pain if I do. I mean, I have ender pearls and so on to throw for it, but I would really rather avoid doing that. I don't recognize that ravine there as being part of that, although there is that jungle, so maybe it is actually over here and I'm just missing it. Maybe it's a large cave. Is that a torch in there? It might be. So yeah, moving on here. I'm saying so yeah a lot, I apologize. And too, yeah, I remember this ravine. We're going the wrong way, I believe. We actually need to turn back this way and kind of go in a straight line. So, yeah, I saw that. There was a lot of interesting technical stuff and how they hook it up. And they also spoke about stuff like DDoS attacks and things like that that actually happen at the events and their responsibility within that. There's 5 or 6 of the guys, and they're basically responsible for the whole network, and they have to keep it up for the whole weekend, make sure everything's ticking along just fine, and keep monitoring it. They can be called at 2 a.m. to fix something, and they have to get up and fix it. That's part of their job, you know, and it's rather insane, really, that, you know, there's that level of commitment. But that's what you would come to expect from multiplayer. They are the best in the business as far as I'm concerned at what they do. And I haven't been to a lot of other conventions, so maybe I'm wrong, but from the ones I have attended anyway, because obviously I've never been to PAX or BlizzCon or anything like that, so I wouldn't know those, but you catch my drift, right? Gosh, I'm gonna probably have to spend some time looking for this off camera again. I kind of remember this floating feature being somewhat near it, so I'll probably look around for it at night when I can see the torchlight more easily, to relocate the Stronghold. So that aside, I saw that, which was pretty awesome, and then I saw the final piece of the day, the last indie game showcase, a Pixel Story. Now, what a Pixel Story is it's a platformer game, but it's a platform with a difference. You basically have this magic hat, and this hat basically gives you the ability to kind of teleport around and do a few other things. This is a very early development game. Make no mistake, it's not fully fleshed out yet. I mean, some of the graphics and things aren't even done, but you've got enough to really gauge it, I guess, is probably the most appropriate term. I don't have my compass anymore, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I saw a Pixel Story, and it's kind of like, it's very similar to, if any of you have played Fez, it's kind of similar to that, but on a 2D scale. There's no sort of 3D element to it like there is in Fez. And it's kind of, you know, you can use this hat to teleport around and everything, and to me anyway, it seemed pretty cool, and it's probably something I'm going to be checking out. Really cheap on Steam too, like, you would not have to pay a lot for that. I think it's £10 on Steam, not a whole lot to kind of get into and mess around with, so I'm probably going to do a little bit of that. I think actually the Stronghold was around here somewhere, maybe a little bit up ahead there. Yeah, I do remember that cave for sure. If I can find this, then we'll be in good shape. I just got so distracted by the talking about Insomnia, I completely forgot to take coordinates here. I do remember that horse too. I remember that horse being one of the things I saw when I left, because it's really close to the terrain wall. I know that. Maybe it's across the river there. Maybe it's a little bit further back here, I'm not sure. So, you know, it was kind of, and the idea behind it is that as the character progresses through the game, you kind of go through the generations of games. So you start with really blocky, pixelated first generation games, and then it kind of gets a little bit more sharper, but still pretty pixelated. Then you kind of hit the PS2 era, where graphics kind of got, again, improved, and then there's sort of the modern era. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, etc. So that was kind of interesting too, to see how they put that together. And it's been a 3-year project. It is out now. It is on Steam. I'll probably link to that on Steam in the description so that you can go check it out for yourself if you're interested. But all around, it was pretty cool, I have to say. They did a nice job with it, in my opinion. Wow, that's a big cave. So yeah, you know, it was pretty cool all around. I have to say that that game is probably one of the more exciting games I've seen so far. Something that I would want to try and get into. And it's really just a couple of guys. They have some external contractors in for sound and bits and pieces like that. But back at that ravine again. Oh, I'll find it, don't worry. At some point I will find it. It's somewhere around here. I know I'm not far off, wherever it is. I'm just kind of missing it, I think. Kind of going around it, maybe. This is a water pond here. So I'm actually going to wait until nighttime to track it down again. But, yeah. Pixel Story. Pretty cool game. Go check it out. And that was kind of my entire Insomnia experience, really. It's not... Don't get me wrong, it's not the most informative thing. I don't have any pictures or anything. I would love to share pictures with you guys. But I did it one year, and people got really antsy about it. And they were... I guess they didn't get angry at me, but they were really uncomfortable about the fact that they were having pictures taken or video recorded at a public place. And as much as I kind of scratch my head a little bit about that, I will respect their wishes to a degree and say, okay, fair enough, I understand. You know, I probably had a phase like that myself when I didn't exactly want to have video taken of me or pictures and so on. But I mean, the guys at Insomnia are going around taking pictures all the time. So I'm not totally sure that people are realizing that this is going on, and that people who are just random people taking pictures are just kind of in the same boat, I guess. But you know, that's that. That's not my jurisdiction. I mean, I probably could. I just upset a few people, and I don't really want to do that. But one final note for me in Insomnia is... oh, I thought I had it then. Got my hopes up. One final note for Insomnia, and this is one thing I said as I was walking out of the convention and actually going back to the car to go home. One thing that always makes me smile about Insomnia, that on every event that I've been to, there are so many people with smiles on their faces. I didn't go to any meet and greets or anything like that. There were meet and greets on, but they were not people that I was very familiar with. There are some very, very large YouTubers that went. Syndicate went, KSI, he went, the Sidemen, you know, he's part of the Sidemen group. They all went, and, you know, with some of the younger people, you know, that they are a complete hit, and I understand that, you know. Obviously, you know, it's for them, it's kind of a special experience. And for me, you know, seeing people happy like that makes me happy. So I really want to thank Multiplay for the effort that they continually spend on Insomnia. I'm looking forward to going to the summer one, which I will be attending, all being well. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 12 noon, so I will be attempting to buy my tickets as soon as possible for August Bank Holiday. But yeah, that's kind of a final note on Insomnia. Probably one thing... here we go. Here it is. We found it just as the sun was going down. How convenient. Or at least one of the caves. Is this... No, this is an exit, I believe. Yeah, we came out of here at one point. Okay, so we're kind of back on the right track now. I believe the actual entrance is, yeah, somewhere over here. Basically below the big thing. The big floating structure is where we need to go in. There's a cave, I believe. Not here, but there is an entrance here that I've sort of repurposed for myself. So I'm going to find the entrance to the cave. Yeah, right here. Kind of a hidden entrance, but it's better than nothing. So that granite was throwing me off as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sort of like a torch perimeter around the edge, like this. This is the stronghold hole. And I'm going to put a little pillar up into the sky here, and I'm probably going to jump for that tree. Yeah, so here's the chunk boundary. And the floating object is northeast of the stronghold. So I'm going to keep that in mind. Bloop. So yeah, my final word on Insomnia is a great event. Great work to multiplay, again, for doing such an amazing job with it all. And it was great just to see so many people of all age ranges happy. You know, but especially the younger kids, you know, because I remember when I was that age, I know I'm kind of sounding old now, and I never had anything like YouTube that there is today. It was before my time, really. But it's amazing for them to get to meet, you know, their favorite content creator, because, and I've said this before, it's like somebody who's like really into music, say they're really into One Direction, meeting one of the guys from One Direction. That's what it means to some of these children, and it always makes me have such a smile on my face when, you know, they walk away and they've got whatever it is that they want signed. And the people who are these YouTubers, they're so humble about it, you know, and they will always spend time. Like Syndicate yesterday, he said to us in the opening ceremony, he'd spent over 4 hours just signing stuff, and I thought, good on you, mate, because that is real commitment. I kind of went British on you there for a minute. I guess I am British, so I guess it's all good. That's a lot of skeletons. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa. So yeah, I just kind of did want to share that with you. It was really nice to see, and again, they've done a great job. You know, and if you are English, or really in any part of the UK, whether you be Scottish, Welsh, whatever, come on down. You know, seriously, I could not recommend anything anymore. I know that Minecon tickets have come out, and we'll probably talk about Minecon in a separate video. I will not be going to Minecon because of the ticket prices more than anything. But it's very similar to Minecon, and I honestly think it's a bit better, in my opinion. It seems more managed. I've never been to a Minecon, but I've seen it on live stream. It's pretty mismanaged, in my opinion. Things don't exactly work effectively. That's just in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but generally what I have said about it lines up with people who have actually been. So, but for me it's a little bit better. There's more variety, you know, there's other games and stuff going on. You know, there's goodies being given away, there's lots of booths and stalls, so if you're looking to get yourself some computer equipment, it's a great place to start. But, you know, all around, I would say, guys, if you are over here in the UK, come check it out. Tickets are really cheap. If, you know, you, mum and dad want to go, it'll probably cost you in the region of 60. If you only want to go with one parent, it'll be 40. It's in Coventry, which is in the centre of the country, really convenient to get to, you know, and I would love to see some of you guys there. And also, if you do decide to come, let me know. Send me a tweet or a comment or whatever, and you never know, you might see me wandering around. It would be great to meet some of you guys. I know that some of you who watch my videos are British and would probably enjoy going to a convention like that, and I'd be more than happy to see you guys at that. Gosh, oh, I did not mean to do that. That's a death sentence, shooting a zombie. Well, I guess not with my armor, but it's more of an annoyance at this point. So, yeah, I mean, come on down, guys, you know. I'm always there on a Sunday. It would be nice to see some of you, shake hands with you, and do all of that stuff. And even if not for me, you know, for some of the other content creators you may be familiar with, the summer one is always the biggest. They get the biggest people from America in as well. I have no doubt that probably Sky Does Minecraft will be going. Some of the Minecrackers will be going again. The summer one is the bomb. So don't miss it if you can. Tickets are going to be reasonably hard to get to, because if you've not got them within the first few weeks, they're probably going to be sold out. I mean, it's not as bad as Minecon in the sense that you have 5 seconds, you know, you have a few weeks, but... Okay. I don't question you, Spider. I don't question you. So, you know, just come check it out. I think you'll find that you have a lot of fun. I really do. So anyway, that kind of concludes this for me. I don't know where I am anymore. I'm completely lost, as usual. What I'm going to try and do is actually find my way back to the Fret Fort, kind of pick through things there as best I can, and then we'll try and come back next episode and actually head on through to the end at long last. So we've kind of explored what little of the Stronghold there was. I was kind of hoping that there'd be more, but I guess not. We just got a little Stronghold with a library. There's a village here. It's something. Although this is old generation village, but I do know where I am now. So, I have to fight my way back home. Fret Fort is that way. So I'm gonna make my way back there, and I'll see you guys next time when we'll be finally on our way to the end. I think I'm gonna spend some time off camera just kind of organizing and preparing things as best I can. I'm gonna need to figure out a few things first before I just go hopping in the portal, but we're on the right lines. So until next time, guys, I hope you've had enjoyment out of this video, and I hope you enjoyed me talking about Insomnia. Don't do these rambly ones too often, and I'm really tired, as I say, so I apologize if it's not up to the usual standard. I just wanted to get a video out because I really wanted to talk about Insomnia before the memories begin to fade pretty quickly, the sort of details of things anyway. So as I say, there'll be some links down below in the description for you to check out the games and stuff that I saw, and I hope to see you in the next episode when we'll hopefully be on our way to the end. So until next time, guys, see you later, and have a good day.